If you're a longtime viewer of Stevelicious Tech, you know that we love our pets, especially our kitty cats here at Stevelicious Tech. So when the people from Rocky Robot reached out and said they wanted to do a collaboration, send this guy over for review, I was more than happy to do so. I know a lot of people during the pandemic got pets. You wanted a companion, we were all inside, that's great. But now a lot of people are having to go back into the office. Their cats or small dogs are left at home during the day, and there's not a lot to keep them going. So you want to be able to check in on your pets. Your pets most certainly want attention and mental stimulation from you. So something like the Rocky Robot really comes in handy. We're going to go around the hardware here, but there's several uses to this. You can see the front of the device. We'll kind of go around here. That's the 1080p camera. It also has night vision, so if you want to play with your pets at night, if you're on vacation, if you're away and you want to check in on them, that comes in handy as well. So there's the 1080p camera. There's a microphone and a speaker on top, so you could speak back to your pets, have a little conversation. I know Xavier, our black cat's getting a little meowy, so he could have a conversation there. This port we're going to demonstrate in video. This is where the treats kind of eject themselves, and it is quite an impressive process when it shoots out. It's good, and they like it a lot. This port we're going to show you here in a moment as well, but you got the camera set up here. And then you can see these wheels, and this is the really interesting part of the Rocky Robot. This is the all-wheel drive system. It can handle up to a 15-degree incline, and I tell you, it's pretty impressive over carpet, over hard floor where there's not a lot of grip. This thing is able to move sideways with these wheels as well as front and back, and then turn on its axis, which is we're going to demonstrate the range of motion for as we turn it on by mistake. So it's gonna make a noise in a moment. But here are the two attachments that you get with it. The first one, great for cats, is a laser pointer. We'll show that with Mr. Handsome, our Xavier cat, in a moment. But it's a laser pointer. You could bend it, and in the app, it's got a little motor in here that you can move it back and forth, and that's great for playing and stimulating your cat. Also, it has the one that all the cats love, which is the little feather toy with the bell, and you can put that and lock that in on here as well, and then move that back and forth and get that little bell going, and they enjoy that quite a bit. So there's a bunch of different reasons to get one of these. $209 is the price. If you're looking for a gift for yourself or your pet, really, if you have a friend that you're looking to give a gift to and they're pet lovers and it tears them up having to leave their furry friend during the day, then this might be something that would be for them. If you go away, you know, those pet cameras are great, but this is mobile. So you can have that camera, see them live. You could go into different rooms and find out and make sure they're okay. Because how many of those cameras can you have around? We got a couple of them. They're great when we go away. We're going away this weekend. You set them up in the bedroom. That's fine. But to be able to roam around, be mobile with something that's like this, you could see the pet, play with your pet. That's something that adds an added little bonus. This charge, it takes a while to charge up. Okay, USB-C charging takes a little bit, but when it is fully charged, you get about a week or so on this. You know, if you use it sparingly, you're going to get more than a week. The standby is incredible on it. When it's not in use, it's not draining any power whatsoever. But we're going to show the video now. I don't want to steal any time from the star of the show, Xavier. He was very good for these demonstrations. We're going to show the range of motion. I'm going to do the voiceover. We're going to do all of that right now. Here you can see Xavier Boy getting reacquainted with it. He's enjoying the little feather toy as he watches and looks back and forth. We're going to see the movement here. Here's back and forth, which is quite nice. But now you're going to see the side-to-side action, which is part of that all-wheel drive system, and then the swivel that it has on its axis, which is good. And that actually works to help activate the little bell on the feather toy and make some noise to keep their attention as well. Now this is with the laser pointer toy, and you're going to see that go back and forth. He likes it. He's sniffing around. Very skittish kitty, by the way. Scaredy cat for sure. And even that noise, if you have a scaredy cat, they get used to it, and it didn't really off-put him, even though he runs away from his own shadow for the most part. So now you're going to see the laser in a bit more action. There's a bit more of the swivel. It keeps their attention. You can see his eyes. He's a high-effort kitty, as you can see, but that's kind of what he's used to playing-wise. And you can see it keeps his eyes. It follows his attention. It's just a way to keep them mentally stimulated, have a little bit of extra time with them during the day that you wouldn't have otherwise had. Now we're going to go into what was the favorite time for Xavier and probably will be for your pet as well, and that is the treat portion of the program. So on the Rocky Robot, we're going to see the treat being dispensed in a moment in the video coming up. But basically, you load it like a carousel. There's these two little pins kind of on the back that you push in, and it lifts up. Really easy to do. comes apart, and you can see the treat carousel there. So you could load in, I forget what it is, it looks like a dozen or so slots with various treats, and then dispense them to your pet remotely, which is very cool. Let's see that in action right now. Very much by far his favorite part of the proceedings, and that is the treat time. When the laser pointer doesn't keep his attention anymore, you could be sure to believe the food will do it. And you can see how far it's, I don't know if it's forced air or some sort of spring-loaded mechanism, but it really gets those treats out there, which is fun because it kind of makes it a game for them. You can see how far out in front it went, and it immediately got his attention. He's a chunky boy and enjoys his American Journey food. That's another way to have fun with them and just give them a little something extra to look forward to during the day. You could play with them on a 15-minute break. If you're on your lunch, you want to check in with your pet, you want to give them some treats. It's a cool way to do that and keep them engaged. And like I said, he really enjoyed it. I didn't expect him to. I thought the noise would definitely scare him away and turn him off to it, and the treats kept him engaged. The laser, as he moves back, I think the laser served more as a mechanism to lead him towards the treats a bit more. So you could see the laser back up and kind of guide him to the remaining treats that were there, because I overloaded the machine. But it's great with multiple kinds of treats, because you're going to see my mother's dog in a moment here, and he's a Yorkie with sweet potato treats. We're a little bit tackier. These were hard food treats that he likes that we put in there that ejected just fine. It works with the little softer treats. As long as it's not physically sticking to the thing, it'll eject out just fine, and it works every time. And it's really impressive. I was impressed by that. I thought maybe it would just kind of be a little lame, or it just kind of fall out of the chute, or it'd have trouble getting out of the chute. No, you could see it ejects it a few feet out in front, which is great because you don't want it getting gummed up. You want to be able to have that treat functionality there. And look at his chops. He enjoyed that. So you could give your pet little treats on the go. And then here's my mother's Yorkie, Charlie. Look, this is another skittish animal here. Yorkies, you know how jumpy they are. And he was having fun with it. He didn't know what to do. He was like, all right, am I going to engage this thing? Am I going to get closer, back away as it came? He was kind of didn't know what to do with it. But it's fun. It's fun to be able on a break, like I said, to be able to engage with your pets so they don't feel as lonely during the day. And it works really well. Everything works. The mechanism, the all-wheel drive, the treat thing, the laser, it's fun. All right, and you can see the now app portion. This is the view that you get from the Rocky when you're using it, which is quite cool. You can see Xavier kind of back and forth. He was a good model before, so he's a little over it right now, but he's doing what he can. Look at him. He's playing with the thing. But this is great. So you can get a view of your pet as you're working through your day, you're on vacation. This is what we were talking about. So this is the control center that we've got. This is what I was using to move the Rocky side to side, kind of swivel on its axis, and then this is forward and backwards here on the left. This is the button that I use to dispense the treat, is that loads up and kind of shoots out his American Journey food, which he likes quite a bit. That is a treat for him. And then side to side is here how you activate the all-wheel drive. This is how you kind of get it back and forth. You saw it doing that shimmy from side to side. You got the microphone, which is going to activate your voice so you could talk to your pet. You could also take a picture and also a video of the 1080p, but you could see it. And the way I was getting the side to side action on the laser and also the feather toy is you just sweep side to side on the screen itself, and it'll send that toy back and forth so you could play with your pet as you're using the Rocky. Overall, pretty cool. Let's go ahead and move it forward and back. As you can see, you're getting the image there. Very low latency. Very nice. I like it quite a bit. It's really cool. It's just a way for you to enjoy your pet on the move. See, we're going to go side to side here. Go back and forth. And he really enjoys playing with it. I tell you what, skittish cat, scaredy cat, absolutely warmed up to it. You saw him around it. Love the treats from it. It's a way to interact with your pet during the day, but the app works well. You're going to be restarting the app, closing it out, restarting it 100 times. If you stop doing stuff in the app, you will need to close it all the way out and restart it to re-get that connection. But what I like about the app is that despite that, it does reconnect itself each time. It's not a situation where, oh man, it's busted until I have to go back in and go from home and do something. No, on the road or when you're at work, wherever you happen to be going, as long as you close it out and start it back up again, you'll be fine. You can't use 5 gigahertz Wi-Fi. Won't connect on it. Make sure you're using your 2.4 gigahertz networks. You'll be fine with setup. Other than that, it takes a couple minutes. But once you're paired, it stays paired. This was paired 2 months ago, and I haven't had an issue with it. Just charge it up, turn it on, basically close out the app, start up the app again, and then everything was just fine. This is basically what you see here. See, now it's closed out, but now it's connected. You get high there. You'll see if you're online. You'll get your battery and then see it. And when you go ahead and push in see it, that's when you go back to this screen and your controls where you can kind of play with your pet. There's Xavi in the background. He's curious about it. He loves it as he goes in his meow yacht there. Overall, really cool. It's a way to protect the mental health of the pets as well. You know, we leave our furry friends at home a lot of times, and it's just nice to be able to give them something that we can interact with them, especially for cats, helping their mental health and helping us connect with them, whether it's you're on the road, you're back in the office, or anything like that. If you've made it this far, like, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Until next time, have that Stevelicious day.